Hello everyone, so this is my take on BBC interview with DY Chandrachud.
But I just wonder whether that's something of a gimmick. The truth is that the law in India is still presided upon, adjudicated by an elite of male, Hindu, upper caste men like yourself, and indeed
So
your
here,
own.
Mr. Sakur, the Stephen Sakur journalist, went on to say that DY Chandrachud was an elite, a male, and he has his background. He brings his father in this picture.
Toward
So
a
overall, he says,
one-party
isn't there a
state.
problem there?
Did you,
So here,
as Supreme
Mr.
Court
Sakur
Chief
is
Justice,
forgetting
have to
that DY Chandrachud
deal
must have
with
given
that
the
growing
judiciary
political
examination,
pressure?
must have been through many years of experience in different courts before he became the CJI. See the audacity of this journalist who is painting CJI, the former CJI of India, in a very bad shape. And given the background of Stephen Sakur, this isn't the first time he is doing this. He is known to do such things.
Set the timeline of 30th September. Elections took place early in October, and a democratically elected government is in place in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes, but the point is,
There
it's
was
a democratically
peaceful-
elected government which
So here on the question of 370 abrogation, he was not aware about the timeline Supreme Court set, instead kept on repeating his
For
questions.
example.
But
So
you'll have to
here
give me an
CGI is
opportunity.
asking for the opportunity to speak.
civil rights lawyers like Prashant Bhushan
And here he's quoting one particular person. You can all see that. Is this the journalism to quote only one particular individual?
by the federal
That's a
government.
perception of one lawyer. Let me give you the perspective.
Well, with respect, there's many lawyers I could not serve as an MP, couldn't stand for re-election. Now, you in the Supreme Court put a stay on that decision, but surely that decision of itself tells us there is a problem in India.
No, sir. With due respect, we do not have a problem in India and do not try to portray one. There is a hierarchy of courts. We have district court, high courts, and then the Supreme Court.
Abrogate Article 370. Many legal scholars would deep
Seems like he's habitual of using word many without any discrete sources.
explain to me why you took the decision you did.
Well, Stephen, at the outset,
Just a piece of advice: when you go to interview someone, you need to watch your tone and manner in which you are asking the questions. But we Indians will forgive you because we understand you are coming with the imperialist mindset. You still think that you owe India, which isn't true. But we really have to commend Chandrachud ji for his patience level with this man.
of the Constitution, when it was introduced into the Constitution at the birth of the Constitution.
And here the former CGI explains to this man what temporary transitional means, how the 370 was abrogated by the Supreme Court under the rule of law of the land.
If this were to take place in the UK, the court would have no power to invalidate it.
What D.Y. Chandrachud means is the courts in India have the judicial review power. We have the independent judiciary, which means the government cannot pressurize the judiciary at all.
That's my point. This is, for Muslim people in India,
All right.
of the utmost importance.
And here he goes, making it a Hindu Muslim, just like the predecessors during the colonial times. Let me remind the public that Stephen Sakur did disrespect Irfan Ali, the president of Guyana during 2024, when he asked this question that your country, when extracting offshore oil and gas, worsening the climate change. Mr. Ali said that we have the forest that is the size of England and Scotland, and even if we extract it, it would be net zero emission. But this person kept on asking him the same question, disrespecting the president of Guyana. So it's in his character to disrespect people.
That's completely erroneous.
Throughout this interview, you would see that Stephen Sakur over speaks. He
Incorrect.
did not
That's
let
incorrect. That's-
Chandrachud complete his sentences. He did not let him a fair chance to give his answer to the question he was asking. So it's not journalism. Actually, it is something else that you all know very well. And this is where Chandrachud was forced to say that all your sources are from social media.
social
That's
media
not good.
and try and derive what was said by a judge from social media, you'll get the wrong answer.
Portraying CGI as a Hindu and neglecting CGI as a CGI first and then Hindu in personal life.
Not require you to be an atheist to be an independent judge. And I value my faith. But what my faith teaches me is the universality of religion. And irrespective of who comes to my court, and I dare say that applies to other judges in the Supreme Court as well, irrespective of who comes to you as a litigant, you dispense equal and even-handed justice. And therefore, what I said was this, that it's my faith. Judicial creativity is not just about intellectual ability and skill. It's also about perception. And we work in areas.
It was here in this house during a Hindu religious festival. Some said, and I'm quoting here from those who criticized you, a clear message sent.
This interview seems like a joke because he uses the words like some say, many say, without even disclosing the names or the sources properly.
To understand that elementary courtesies which are observed between high constitutional functionaries.
Again, I would say former CJI was very polite with this man because he does not have to explain how. When you are in high office, you do meet a lot of people, sometimes from the political dispensation or from the opposition. Doesn't mean that you are hand in glove with these political leaders.
After that, we have delivered numerous judgments which have gone against the government.
So you think you have effectively stood up to the power of the executive over
Well, of
the
course,
last 8
democratic society is not the role of the opposition in parliament. We are here to decide cases
and to
in
defend
terms,
and to defend the Constitution.
defend the Constitution and act in accordance with the rule of law.
In this interview, we've talked about the enormous pressures that you faced as Chief Justice.
So throughout the interview, I found many instances where this interviewer was not respectful toward the former CJI. He was trying to portray Indian judiciary in a bad shape. He was trying to divide and again rule, just like the British old ways. He was trying to divide the Indian public opinion by making so many issues seems like Hindu Muslim. And thanks for watching. Jai Hind.